This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium commentary. This Infinium commentary is entitled, again, Leave Us Alone. Now, with the so-called slowing down of the Corona-19 virus and the issues surrounding the virus itself, there has been an onslaught of negative commentary about the MGTOW philosophy, about men red pilling, coming from the camp of feminists, coming from so-called New Worlds who say they're not against men, but in actuality, they are against men. They have gone on the internet and looked at Wikipedia, looked at Google searches, Yahoo searches, whatever they're doing, and they've come up with, again, this analysis which says that red pill men, MGTOW men are essentially sick. They're essentially delusional. They are hurting society, doing all types of evil to society. And now the latest thing is a woman that has gotten out there and did a Wikipedia search and says that she discovers that the MGTOW philosophy was developed by white nationalists. All this, again, is irrelevant. It is irrelevant garbage. And to firstly address why a man like me would go MGTOW, this is what has happened to me. The woman that caused a break point in my life, that caused me to begin to walk down the MGTOW road, even when I did not have any awareness of what MGTOW was, what the MGTOW philosophy was. This was going on about 12 to 13 years ago. And this woman, typical of the women of that time, and what is now of this time, she was the type of woman that expected me to bow down to her, to open car doors for her, open doors for her, to come at her beck and call, to come off my job when she needed me to pick her up from work, take her to work, to feed her and her peeps, to do all manner of things for her. She expected me to, quote unquote, step my game up and get a better truck than what I had. She wanted me to get a Escalade at that time. She wanted me to, as she said, if I wanted to be with her, I had to, quote unquote, step up my game. She said all manner of evil things to me. That she said something to the effect that if we got married, I would have to have a vasectomy right away because she did not want kids right away. Never mind my opinion about the matter. It was her opinion and what she wanted. But it was on a cold, snowy night when I had risked my life to pick her up from work and take her back to her apartment. And as I was preparing to leave, she got my coat from her closet, and I turned around expecting her to at least help me put my coat on. And after a pregnant pause, I turned around only to see a look of disdain on her face, a look of disgust, and then commented that I was a little boy, that she didn't do those types of things, and I needed to act like a man and do it for myself. It was then I realized how selfish she was. And truly, for all the things that she expected me to do for her, that was despicable of her that she could not do a simple act. And that she did not love me. And because of that, she would not have my back And as soon as things went wrong with us, or if we encountered any trouble, she would be gone. That's what I discovered. And that's what caused me, as a final time, dating a woman to go MGTOW. Because I began to realize, as I looked around me, that it was like this with many women. That it was almost impossible, even at that time, to find somebody that was compatible, that would truly love me and care for me, and that I could trust and have my trust in, and to know that she was doing the right things and that she would have my back. That's what I discovered. And even at that point, I did not know what the MGTOW philosophy was, but I discovered then that it was not good for a man to cohabitate with or to marry a woman because of what was going on. Now, this woman has gone on and done the research on Google or Wikipedia or wherever she did, and discovered that the MGTOW philosophy, quote unquote, was developed by white nationalists. I would say to her that is so bogus. And I would confront her with this fact. The videos that I provide, which discuss the various aspects of women reading and scanning men, of them probing them, of them doing what they're doing to men, came from my own research. It came about as a result of me not being able to find anything about what was going on, about what I knew what was going on since the early 70s, that women were reading and scanning men. I decided then last year that I would begin to publish my research, because men need to know what was going on, what was happening to them, how they were being read and scanned by women, how they were being dealt with by women by various techniques and tactics that women used on them. But again, this research came from my own research. It came not from Wikipedia, not from some regurgitation of Wikipedia or anything like that, or research from regurgitation from Google or anything like that. It came from research, my analysis, my data, my compilation of facts and figures. It came from that. It came from hard data, hard facts. And because I am a observer, trained observer, researcher, that's where that came from. Not from a regurgitation of Wikipedia, not from a insulting, demeaning regurgitation from Wikipedia or Google. Now again, you women, you feminists have told us to pick up our things and leave the playground. Again, we men, we MGTOW men, have done so. We have not only picked up our things and left the playground, we have shut the doors to our hearts to you. We therefore now tell you to leave us alone. Stay out of our communities. Stay out of our neighborhoods, our cities, our ranges, our frontiers, our vistas. Stay out. We do not need your false validation, your condescension. We do not care to listen to it anymore because it is BS. And to say that a freeing philosophy that is freeing men, that is opening men's eyes worldwide, is something that's detrimental to society, it is beyond despicable. And so, therefore, again, we demand that you feminists leave us alone. We have done what you wanted us to do. You told us to get out. You told us that we were useless. We have done so. So again, leave us alone. And the question in my mind is, why can you not leave us alone? Given the state of what you have said, you said that you do not need us as men. You do not want us as men. But yet, on a day-to-day basis, there are women out there trying to explain a philosophy which is beyond their comprehension. Again, we men will not bow down to the feminist plantation state. We will no longer serve under the sign in the feminist plantation state which says work towards freedom. We will not do it. We will go our own ways and we will be free. We again demand that you feminists leave us alone. Stay out of our places. Stay out of our communities. Stay out of our neighborhoods, our cities, our ranges, our frontiers, our vistas. Stay out and keep out. The sign on these places says no trespassing, and that means for you feminists, it is no trespassing. Because we do not care or wish to hear what you have to say anymore. It is irrelevant. It is useless. And as well, you feminists pose no ideas as to how to correct the situation which is going on. There is no protest before the Congress of the United States or the parliaments of the UK to stop this scourge of feminism, something that is hurting societies worldwide. There's nothing being done. There's nothing being said, even by the New Worlds, that this thing must be stopped. So therefore, again, we MGTOW men, we men in general, say for you feminists to leave us alone. We will not serve you. We will not bow down to you anymore. And we will go our own way. A message to my MGTOW brothers. The aforementioned is why you should stay on the MGTOW path. There is no reason for you as a MGTOW man to cohabitate with or to marry a woman in this day and age. If you do so to your own detriment and possibly to your own death. My MGTOW brothers, stay on the MGTOW path and continue on to your freedom. Do not listen to these women who have an explanation of what a MGTOW man should be. Do not listen to the ones that regurgitate Wikipedia or do a search on the internet and come up with some data that they printed out and regurgitated. But my MGTOW men, my MGTOW brothers, go your way because you know truly what you must do. Go your way and be free. Be free, my MGTOW brothers. This is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium commentary. Now more than ever, my MGTOW brothers, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.